Hey guys, it's Maddy. I'm here at the Rose with Words Like Wildfire. How are you
What's
guys
up?
doing?
Hanging out.
Good. We're hanging out because there's the Drivewire event going on right now. So the core of you are from Brampton, and then we have one of you from Toronto. So how did you guys all meet?
Okay.
Well, it's legal now, so we can tell the story.
Ooh, I'm listening.
Avery and I met at a. We're not gonna tell who was playing what role, but Avery and I met at a cannabis compassion clinic in the GTA.
Okay.
And then kind of did the hey, I know you. We've played shows together. Hey, my band needs a drummer, and that he just kind of was like, I am a drummer and need a band, and he showed up.
A perfect
It was
puzzle.
roller skating a key kind of thing, you know? Yeah, it was really good.
Very nice. So then how do you know the rest of the boys?
I was in a band a few years ago with his older brother as the vocalist. So he was also in a band, and we played shows together. So we kind of knew each other. And
I've known AJ, from
both of those bands went the way of the dodo, and I was at a show, and a mutual friend of ours was like, "Hey, Ian started another band. They're looking for a bass player." I was like, "I'm a bass player. I'm a bass player. I do the bass." And yeah, I just went, and it was. I mean, my car would probably just end up there if I put it on autopilot. I've been to that basement so many times.
Oh, no.
Very young bands.
Yeah, he's just stopped showing up for the older brother and started showing up for the younger
well, I
brother.
mean, we practiced somewhere else, but we got let in for a week and then kicked out swiftly after because we were a little more aggressive than I guess what they were used to being in the basement. But yeah,
There was way too much gear in the basement that day.
there was.
I remember being like, there's like 6 ATA cases down here. This is too much.
It's too much. I have to go.
And I know Mr. Cody from high school, so we've been buddies for a long time.
Yeah. So how long have you guys been playing music together, like as a core group?
Since
A little over a year.
October last year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this lineup, yeah.
Yeah.
Got a full year.
Yeah.
You guys have a pretty tight sound for being so new together.
Thank you very
That's
much.
pretty good. It's all working out.
I think like a lot of us like here have been in the music industry and been in like the GTA scene for a long
This ain't
time.
our first rodeo.
The DIY GTA other 3-word acronym scene. Yeah.
So like we've kind of honed and learned and looked at some of the older bands that were around that aren't necessarily around here anymore, like they've maybe moved on, gotten bigger, blown up, or like they've, as AJ say, gone the way of the dodo.
Yeah.
But we learned from a lot of those bands in the scene, and so I think when we all came together, it was very easy to be like, we need to do this. Yeah, we of course
We were
we
all
do.
on the
It
same
wasn't.
page. On the same
We've been on the
page.
same level, same page, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So working with these guys, like when I showed up, because the original lineup's drummer, he left and then I took over for him. But when I showed up and these guys were already on the level of which that I had brought myself to and we're doing the same thing. So it was such a relief to have. So I feel like that's why we've been able to get a lot of work done. We've been able to pump out.
Well, it was nice for us to hit the ground running with you because when Steve left, it was like, oh, we just recorded this EP. We just kind of got some momentum, but like a little bit behind it. It was like, drummers are pretty hard to replace. Like you can track a second guitar, which we've done, like where it's absolutely necessary. You can, if, like most people can sing like in our genre. If you can carry a tune, you could probably replace me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You can at least do some woes.
But you can at least
you can
right.
throw
But
some shit in there.
but like drums, especially in that EP we recorded with our friend Sam, who's just a master at what he does. Like 99% of the things I've ever recorded have been in this man's studio, and there's a reason. And we work so hard to have, this part really serve the song, especially for drums. Like a lot of it's not crazy complicated, but a lot of it's very, very thought out and very deliberate.
Yeah.
And then to have somebody who sings off a very similar creative page as Ian and I, because like that, of the people who wrote the original 5 songs, like he and I were kind of the only ones left. Like you learned parts that someone else had learned to replace someone. It was this whole leapfrog thing, and then same thing with him.
Yeah.
But it was nice, like you said, we were on that same creative page. Hey, I want to do this. Hey, I want to wait until we have, A, B, C, and D ready until we do anything. And no one was like, oh, but I'm in a rush. Like it was all very, we all kind of had the same idea. It was nice.
Everything happens for a reason.
It's been really nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Enjoy your set.